If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's some of the best of Later with Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I miss Gene Rayburn. He was the best.
With that long, skinny microphone.
I liked it when panelists got out of line and he would go on a rant about how it was his show and he'd grab onto the camera and stuff. Gene was the best.
Who do you think was the funniest person on that show?
Oh, Charles Nelson Riley, no question about it.
Not Richard Dawson?
He was funny, but he could get drunk and belligerent sometimes.
Yes.
You got to remember that they were drinking the whole time they filmed these, and they would film several at once, and you can see, if you watch several in a row, while you yourself are at home having a cocktail, that they get progressively drunker throughout a show. In fact, I watched one a few months ago where Scoey Mitchell, you remember him?
Vaguely.
He was so trashed he could barely speak in an episode.
Was Fanny Flagg on Match Game?
I believe so.
Yeah. Mo Kelly, KFI. Game shows. If you're as old as me, you grew up during the golden age of game shows. You come home, they come on at maybe 7 o'clock at night or something. It could be Match Game PM. It could be $25,000 Pyramid. It could be Jeopardy, of course. Joker's Wild. But it was great. I would say it was the forerunner of modern reality television. It was unscripted for the most part. And you had everyday people who look like you, people who live like you, and it was fun. And then TV went away from it for, I would say, a couple decades. And now they've come back in a different form. The games now are just different. They don't have the same type of fun, I don't think, as they did in the 70s and 80s.
Well, things have changed. Like, remember, Gene Rayburn always made a point of groping whatever female contestant he had. His arm was around him for an uncomfortable amount of time. And by the way, we should note, Peter Marshall just passed recently.
Yes.
And if you don't know anything about him, he was quite an accomplished showman, singer, actor outside of Hollywood squares. He is well worth checking into.
And the reason we're talking about this is because Cal State LA, they have debuted their first college course, America's first college course, which is studying TV game shows. And classes will be taught by a series of visiting professors, including producers of Hollywood Squares, since we mentioned Peter Marshall, and The Weakest Link. And Brooke Burns is going to be one of the professors, and she's the new host of Tic-Tac-Doe. I'm sorry, Tic-Tac-Doe can only be done by Wink Martindale.
I don't think we appreciated Wink enough at the time, back in the day.
Because he was like number 3 or number 4 on the list. He was up against Bob Barker. He was up against Gene Rayburn. Bert Convy with Card Sharks. They had huge personalities.
They did. And I believe Wink is still with us.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. If he isn't, I'm sorry. But as far as I know, he is.
No, I believe maybe I should try to get him on while you're gone.
Yeah,
Note to self.
Let's look it up. Yeah, Stephen, let's look it up so we can at least be correct. As you look him up, I'll give you some more information about the class. The first class includes the history of game shows and all the different jobs in the field. The second is about development, creating and testing and pitching an idea. In the third class, you actually produce a pilot. And the idea came from Wheel of Fortune producer Harry Friedman and brought this to Cal State LA. I wish they had courses like this when I was in college. This would have been pretty fun, and I wouldn't say easy, but it would be something to be very enjoyable to learn about the history of game shows and also how they're created, what goes on behind the scenes, some of the great moments in game show history. I've had friends who've been on Jeopardy, had a bunch of friends who've been on The Price is Right. I don't know if I know anyone who's been on Family Feud. You know, Richard Dawson, who was tonguing down everyone.
Yeah, that got a little uncomfortable too, didn't it? I don't think Steve Harvey does that.
No. But Steve has other issues, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Wink Martindale is still with us. He's 90.
90?
Yeah.
Wow.
Impressive head of hair on the man. Honestly, it's like the cliffs of Dover.
There were some game shows I never could get into. They just didn't make sense to me. Like, I was never a fan, regardless of host, of Let's Make a Deal. Monty Hall or whomever. I just never really liked the show.
Well, but on a sick day, when you're staying home from school and it's on, it's just kind of a big fun freak show.
I guess it is, but I was more, Price is Right. I really like Card Sharks, which was in the evening. Joker's Wild was in the evening. And for some reason, I think Joker's Wild came on like right after Benny Hill. It's like the same program block.
You do not want to start me talking about Benny Hill.
Look, I try to tell people all the time, Benny Hill was a legitimate actor. He was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. People forget that.
Hilariously funny.
Yes.
Brilliantly funny.
Wait, Mo, weren't you on a game show?
Yes, I did. Dating Game and also Love Connection.
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yes. We're not going to get out of this break.
Yeah, what's with Barry in the lead here? Come on.
Well, okay. When I did, I think it was Love Connection. Well, I did one, and there was the same production company, so they had me do the other. And Tom Bergeron was a host when I did Love Connection. It wasn't Chuck Woolery. And yeah, in fact, if you go to my Instagram at Mr. Mo Kelly, there is a clip, and you can check right now, Mark, because I know you want to see this thing.
Oh, I do.
If you go to my Instagram, in my featured clips, let me see which one it is. Yeah, it's the first one all the way to the left. It says 12-4 weekend. I don't know why it says that, but there's a clip from me on Love Connection. And I can't remember her name, but she was the worst. We went to Magic Mountain, and they give you free tickets to Magic Mountain. I think maybe $100 or something like that.
Chaperone?
No. You just no.
Oh, it's not the days of Jim Lang anymore, is it?
No. And Tuala, don't think you're going to get out of this so easy either, because we know you've done some dating shows.
Oh, you're killing me.
No. What?
Yeah, no, yes, I did. But no one remembers that show.
The Fifth Wheel?
No, not the Fifth Wheel.
What did you do?
The Fifth Clinic?
Not the Matchmaker. What was it? With
the bus.
No. I wasn't on the one with the bus. I was on the one where Roger Lodge was the host. And they bring you. It was me.
Yeah, that's
it was
real.
like no. We go. It's two couples. We go as a couple, and we're tired of being with each other. And they set us up with another date.
Blind date.
That was it. Yeah. I did.
The
blind
swingers
date.
show? Is that?
Okay, look.
No.
See, Tuala started something. Now we're going to have to carry it over to the next segment. There's too much story which has to be told here. I'll tell you the story about Dating Game and Love Connection, and Tuala will tell you about Blind Date. You're listening to some of the best of Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Last segment, I was telling you about this game show course, which is starting at Cal State LA. Learn everything about producing a game show. You get to pitch a show, create a show, pilot, all that kind of stuff. Then Tuala, in his infinite wisdom, wanted to bring my personal business and history into the conversation. Say, Mo, weren't you on a game show? And once upon a time, I was flirting with TV. Like, I was an extra in Lethal Weapon 3. I did Quantum Leap, Knots Landing, some other shows. But also, to get seen, I was trying to do game shows. I did Dating Game, with Tom Bergeron. He was a host at the time. And Love Connection, and the host was Pat Bullard. This is maybe 98, okay? And when I went out on the date for Love Connection, I'm going to play a portion of the date. We went to Magic Mountain. They gave us $100. That much I remember. I pick her up. I can't remember. I think it was some neutral location. She brought a Coke can, which had a sticker for like a discount for tickets to get into Magic Mountain. And I'm thinking like, they've already paid for that. It's free. You don't have to get a discount. She was cheap on cheap. She was not into me. I was not into her. She had the worst attitude ever. I think her name was like Wendy or something. It's like Winnie or Wendy, something like that.
Okay, since I know you, when have you looked her up recently to find out what
I'm saying. I would if I could remember her name. I don't remember her name.
Oh, we got to find this out now.
So if someone recognizes her in the clip, and you can find it at Mr. Mo Kelly on Instagram, it's the clip in the highlighted clips. It says 12-4 weekend for some reason. It's all the way to the left. If you can find her or if you recognize her, yeah, reach out. I honestly have no idea. If my life depended on it, I wouldn't know how to get in touch with her. But here is the audio. I think you can hear it well enough about how the date ended. It didn't go well. Oh, let me just say this. And before we went on TV, the producer was saying like, hey, I think she's going to try to light you up. And, don't go easy on her because I think she's going to be really mean. I said, like, I'm not worried about it. It's like, don't you know I have a mouth on me? And I had a lot of confidence back then. Also, my middle name's William. Most people knew me as Will. My family to this day still calls me Will. So when they refer to me as Will, don't let that distract you. But here is like the latter portion of my time on Love Connection. Oh, let me see if I can get it to play. All right, hold on.
One of the women she's talking about was the woman who commented on her hair and how nice it looked, and also was looking her up and down.
The woman was looking you up and down.
I guess I didn't notice, so I don't know. I didn't pay attention to stuff like that.
So then what happened, Wendy?
So basically, we ate, and then he took me back to my car, and I was like, "Okay, bye." And I got out of the car and I went home, and that was it.
That was it. No kiss, no big.
She gave me a little Miss America wave. That was about it. Good night. Have a nice life.
Yeah, I was like, see you later.
All right, well, let's find out how the audience voted. The audience also picked Will. 81% chose Will, and that of course means, Wendy, that you have to get married, the two of you. If you'd like another date with Will, of course we'd pay for it.
No, thanks.
So that was basically it. Never saw her again, never passed her again. I just don't have any reference point. And even though we've talked about it, but with the internet today, if you see the clip and you recognize her, reach out to her and let her know that I still wouldn't go out with her again.
What didn't work? Why no sparks? What happened? Her attitude was garbage. She had a stank attitude from minute one. I knew as soon as I got out of the car, it was not going to go well. Physically, she was pretty. But the stank attitude. Wait, can you describe the attitude other than stank?
No, stank.
Oh, thank you.
Stank is a serious descriptor.
No,
Stank.
okay. All right,
yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
She just was not present. She wasn't making any effort. And I didn't take it personally, if only because you meet someone, you don't have chemistry. Not a big deal. But if we played like the whole show, she tried to go after me because she was trying to show me up. It's like, look at here. This is not going to happen. And I wish I could find the whole show. My friend Chris found that on an old VHS tape. And so he sent that to me. So if you go to @Mr. Mo Kelly on Instagram, the left highlighted clip, it says Weekend 12-4. I need to change the name on it. You'll find the clip. You get to see her. I think it's Wendy or Winnie or something. I don't know what it was. I never saw her since. We didn't cross paths or anything. And, she lost out, but hey,
I always wondered what went on after the shows because you also see actors at the start of their career on like old dating games and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I saw Robert Vaughn from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Tom Selleck on dating games. And so you did not go on to become a world famous actor.
I did not, but I'm glad you said that. When I did Dating Game, and I can't remember which one I did first, but it was the same production company. I was matched up with this woman by the name of Dee. That's all I remember. And she was there specifically because she was trying to kick off her acting career. She said, well, you're cool, nice, we had a nice time, but, I'm only here for this. I think she even had a man at the time. So it was just, she was very transparent. It was nice. We had a good time, went out to dinner, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it was fine for what it was. And you can't make it but so real. Now, Tuala, your turn.
Okay, look, my setup for going on blind date was because me and at that time my roommate Lala Anthony, Lala from MTV and movies and The Shy and what is it, Power and all that. Okay, so at one point
you're talking about Carmelo Anthony's ex-wife.
Yes, when
who's doing the thing with I think Jennifer Lopez now.
Yes, and I think she's producing a movie to do the Kim Kardashian story. Kim Kardashian. Okay,
right,
yeah. Okay, you see Lala everywhere. When she first moved to LA, she was on my radio station. She was my roommate.
I helped her move in.
Out. Yeah, just see, boom.
Yeah.
And we were at a bowling alley hanging out, and a producer for Blind Date said, "Hey, oh my God, you two make a fantastic couple. Would you like to come on Blind Date?" And we're like, "No, we're not a couple. This just my roommates, my friend. Like we hang out." And Lala was, no, T, I want to get on television. Let's do it.
You kicked off her career, TV-wise.
No, she always wanted to be on TV. She said, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to marry a basketball star. I'm going to be a mogul.
She said that?
All that. She said that when she first touched down in L.A. She's doing it now. But she wanted to go on this show, and we signed up to do it, but she bailed. She was like, you know what, T? I'm not feeling well. I don't feel like doing it. I'll do something else. And I said, okay, but I committed to doing it. I went on with a girl I met at a Halloween party, and we went on these, and you know what's crazy? I went on my date with a young lady who wanted to be an actress, and the date was interrupted because Lala got sick. I think she went to Jerry's Deli and ate some bad food. And ended up the one across the street from Cedars.
Oh, from the Beverly Center.
From the Beverly Center, yeah. She got sick there and ended up at Cedars and asked me to come and be with her and hang out with her because she didn't have any family or friends here yet. I went there with my date and we spent the evening there. And we were supposed to go to the spa place, the one that used to be on Beverly.
I don't remember.
Mo, you remember the place? It was the place with all the hot tubs.
With the happy endings?
Yes.
Oh, gross.
Yes.
I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, it used to be on Beverly where it was just a place where you would take spa dates and go on, on spa trips. But yeah, we were supposed to go there. And I didn't. And we went on Blind Date, and the date that my date went on, he tried to clown, and I got riled up because they were like, T, same thing. He's going to come at you. Don't be afraid to go hard. And I did. I said some very unsavory things. And the host like, hey, it's all good. Okay, we're all good here.
But they didn't know that you were ready to fight as well.
Yeah, no. Because I was really riled up. And they cut it. And me and my girl, quote unquote, we stayed together. Her name was Asali. I remember that. It was Asali.
Would you recognize her if you saw her?
Oh, yeah. No, I recognize her. Yeah, okay. I would recognize her. Absolutely. She was real cool. But it didn't last past that because we were both kind of just, trying to get seen.
See?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. We told our stories of the world of entertainment. Oh, real quickly, Tuala, you have to tell your story about your Cheerios commercial.
You know what? When I was married, my then wife had us in a bunch of things. She was always gunning for us to do some show, something or another. And she managed to get all of us. And at the time, it was just me, her, and Mason and our son. And she got all of us in a Honey Nut Cheerios commercial, one of those commercials where they have the family sitting in the house. We're all enjoying Honey Nut Cheerios, and that aired all over the place. But because of her, we were in all types of televised things.
Hey, Mark, I have the link to that.
I believe I've
commercial.
seen this, and it's mind blowing. It's something special. Yes,
you're listening to some of the best of Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Now on Later with Mo Kelly, Mark talks about movies and TV, pontificates about pop culture. Ronner Report with Mark Ronner. Mark Ronner right now. Mark Ronner right now. Mark Ronner right now. Report with Mark Ronner.
It's Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeart app. I'm Mark Ronner. This is the Ronner Report, and this portion of the show is live because Superman's brand new in theaters. I was on board with this Superman movie from the first trailer that showed him after he just gotten his ass kicked and called Crypto the Superdog for help. And it doesn't disappoint. Here is some of the trailer featuring Lois and Clark talking.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're going to be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me.
Around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Okay, that's all you get. I don't want to spoil anything. This Superman reminded me of the more whimsical era of Superman comics. However much I liked Henry Cavill, the movies they stuck him in were weirdly dark and just not suited to the character. This one's lighter, but still has plenty of action. It's from James Gunn, who gave us the 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies from Marvel, Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and he's now the boss of the DC Universe. He seems to get this stuff. This isn't the story I would have written. It doesn't have the characters I would have used. It's not even, I'm not even sure I liked every bit of the casting, particularly Ma and Pa Kent. But it's well done. It's lots of fun. It hits some strong emotional notes. And David Corenswet, who's only 32, is terrific in it. I hope he's Superman in a bunch more movies and doesn't get shortchanged like Cavill did. Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is Lois Lane, spunky and cynical. This is not her movie. Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor. Nathan Fillion is a Green Lantern. Not the Green Lantern, the Hal Jordan that we grew up with, but Guy Gardner, the a-hole Green Lantern with the bowl cut. Kind of an inspired choice. Gunn throws us some curves with this movie. We also get a hawk girl or hawk woman or a hawk lady who shrieks like a hawk whenever she's in battle, which is hilarious, yet also kind of cool. There is a Mr. Terrific who's a super genius with lots of little flying balls that do stuff. And I never thought I'd see Metamorpho the Element Man in a movie because he's just too silly, but we get one here. This movie is unashamed of being from a comic book. It's got Superman robots in the Fortress of Solitude. Lots of things you never thought you'd see or wouldn't have seen in the 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman movie that we all love, even if they had the special effects at the time to do it. Remember the tagline for that one in 1978? It was, "You'll believe a man can fly." That was a message for adults. That was the director, Richard Donner, and the studio telling grown-up moviegoers, we know you have a problem with the willing suspension of disbelief and the Superman you grew up with who jumped out a phony window onto a mattress. But the special effects in this movie won't be so awful that you'll walk out. You'll believe a man can fly was more like, hey, you won't see the wires, okay? And by the way, the flying sequences in this Superman movie are really good. They convey speed and wind and urgency. They're the best of any so far. I'm not going to tell you much about the plot. It's not an origin story, thank God. Superman's been around for a while now. He's dating Lois, but it's a little shaky, and he's getting involved in a war between a couple countries on the other side of the world. Lex Luthor, of course, hates him and gets the world to distrust him, and he puts himself in a position to take advantage of that and go after Superman with the help of a couple of his own super henchmen and the government. the stakes get bigger with some kind of dimensional rift thingy that threatens New York real estate. I was a little unclear about that. This Superman's a little powered down, which you might have gotten from what I opened with about him getting his ass kicked. This is not a Superman, I think, who'd be able to turn back time or push the earth. That makes for better storytelling, him not being quite so godlike. The movie makes ample use of the John Williams score from the 1978 movie, which is one of the most beautiful scores of any film ever. Man, did I listen to that a lot when I was a kid. Some media heels, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, have been trashing this new Superman for being woke, which is almost too imbecilic to bother responding to. For one thing, they hadn't even seen it, to my knowledge, and having just watched it myself, I couldn't find anything to take offense at. I think some of the whining was because James Gunn referred to Superman in an interview as an immigrant. Well, he is. He's from another planet, and he landed in the United States, an alien, maybe even an illegal alien. If you can't cope with that, go soak your head, please. Not long ago, I went on a binge watching the old FBI show, the one with Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. I needed it. It nourished me. You remember that show? It was about unambiguous good guys in suits with responsible haircuts who upheld the law. They couldn't be bought or intimidated, always did the right thing, always put bad guys away. I think it was similar to what Ted Lasso did not long before that, which was to give something to people who were just starved for kindness and decency in somewhat of a darkening time. So I can see why some people might feign anger about this Superman. You look at him and it affects how you see yourself. You think Superman's a liar or a cheater or a sore loser? You think Superman's greedy and uses his powers for self-enrichment? You think Superman spends his time talking crap about immigrants or the homeless? Of course not. He'd probably help them. And this isn't new. By the way, notice I didn't mention any names when I said those things, so if you think they apply to you or who you follow, that's on you. Superman's always been an aspirational fantasy character who exemplifies what we always used to be able to agree was the good in us. And he fought what we always used to agree was the bad. The kind of stuff I just mentioned, as well as cruelty, bullies, tyrants. We don't seem able to agree on all that stuff anymore. But Superman hasn't changed, no matter what any dopes consider to be woke. There's an old Superman anti-bigotry ad you may have run across. It's from 1949, and it shows Superman talking to a group of kids. He says, "And remember, boys and girls, your school, like our country, is made up of Americans of many different races, religions, and national origins. So, if you hear anybody talk against a schoolmate or anyone else because of his religion, race, or national origin, don't wait. Tell him that kind of talk is un-American." What a shock. Superman doesn't punch down. Is that woke? It's Superman. Have to be kind of an a-hole to disagree with it. We may fall short sometimes, but it appeals to our better natures. In this new movie, Superman goes out of his way to save people and animals in harm's way during his super battles. You want to call that woke? I think a character like this in a movie like this can help give us the kind of super reset we need. Why wouldn't you want to be like that? And by the way, for anyone listening to those hacks trying to gin up something about Superman not saying truth, justice, and the American way, I just kind of covered the American part. Superman is here for all humanity. But ask yourself why they aren't focused on the truth part. Superman's civilian occupation is reporter. Spend some time thinking about why that is. And then imagine how satisfying it would be in the next movie to see somebody call him fake news and then he kind of slyly uses his super breath to blow their hair off or something. That's your Rana report for tonight. Superman's fun. Go see it. Now I want to talk with Mo about it when he's back because the movie hit him a little differently. I didn't want to know any more than that before I saw the movie myself last night, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he thinks and then impugning his taste, his intelligence, and his patriotism. That's the Rana report.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I teased Tuwala and others about his mispronunciation of various names, places. And in this business, a lot of times we will read text from stories. And if you've never heard a name before actually pronounced, you're just used to seeing it, then you may find yourself at a loss when it comes to actually pronouncing it. Now, I worked in music, so there's certain names that I just know from working in music. If you are a fan of Wu-Tang, you may know what RZA and, GZA, which is RZA and GZA. So if you have a familiarity with music, when you see the singer SZA, that's how it's spelled, you know that it's pronounced SZA.
I think it's pronounced SZA. Well, that's what I'm going to say it is. But that's how you see it in print. Now, I didn't know. Stephen, tell me this. I was pronouncing the name of the actor, the star of Oppenheimer, Cillian Murphy.
Oh, yeah, that's been going around.
And it's Killian.
Yep.
I have followed him for years, ever since he was like in this movie called Red Eye, where he was a villain on an airplane, serial killer. And I would have sworn if you would have asked me, the pronunciation of his name was Cillian.
I would have said I would have pronounced it exactly the same way.
But evidently I've been pronouncing it wrong forever. And it's on the list of the most mispronounced words of 2023 and names. I guess it's Killian with a C.
No, not from The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mean Cillian Murphy?
Well, that's what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying. And I've seen him in interviews. I don't remember. I just assumed it was Cillian.
I've never heard him correct someone and say it's Killian.
I was going to say I've never actually heard anyone really pronounce his name in general.
Right.
So it's understandable that you would just think Cillian.
I guess it's Killian. And I'm going to have to, get used to that and stop and just learn all the way over. Now, for folks who aren't in the music, Twala, you weren't in here. I was saying, like, if you're not familiar with like Wu-Tang and you don't know how to pronounce RZA and GZA and things of that nature, when you come to SZA, you're going to mess that up as well. But I didn't mess up SZA.
No, it's because we know that. Yeah,
right. That's what I mean.
SZA is SZA.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I know pronouncing these names of volcanoes, I'm not even going to try. I have no reason. I don't have any functional reason to know how to pronounce some of these volcanoes in Mexico. Popocatépetl. See, whatever. Sure. What's the point?
But I always marvel at your ability to pronounce, and I see the pronunciation here. Vivek.
Is
Vivek?
No.
Vivek. What?
It's one of those things where
Vivek.
Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it wrong. They list it as Vivek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, you don't say Vivek.
I first started saying Vivek, and then I changed it in my pronunciation to Vivek. But I guess it's Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
But I get the last name correct. And they have the late Karl Lagerfeld's cat on here. I don't care what his cat's name is, and I don't care how to learn how to pronounce it. I don't care enough to get it right.
But Choupette is such a beautiful name for a cat.
But that's a trivia question. I don't even know
yeah.
Who cares about a dead guy's cat?
What? Choupette was a beautiful cat.
It may be, but I'm just saying, what does the cat have to do with my life? I'm not even a cat person. And the only reason I'm discussing the cat is because it's connected to a dead guy who was very famous.
I always like how you correct me on Ian McGregor's name.
What you mean, as opposed to Ewan?
I mean, Ian. I'm talking about Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Obi-Wan, Ian.
Ian McGregor. Ewan McGregor.
Ewan, how do you get Ewan out of E-W-A-N?
I didn't look, that's what his mama said, okay? That's what it is. It is funny, because there's a guy who works in sports who his first name is spelled I-A-N. If you saw I-A-N, what would you think it was pronounced?
Ian.
He pronounces it Ian.
Wow.
Oh, like the other actor, the Ian McDonald or whatever. Ian McShane. The guy,
I don't know who you're talking about.
From John Wick. He pronounces his name Ian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Okay,
I've heard him pronounce his name Ian.
And maybe it's an English, or a European pronunciation. I don't know, but I've seen Ian and Ian, and it's like, well, which is it?
It's Ewan. Yeah.
It's Ewan McGregor. I'm sure of it. It's Ewan.
I don't know. Ian.
There are videos of this Twala. He does please welcome to the stage right now, Ewan McGregor. And he gets his award and everything.
And now we're going to be saying Killian, huh?
I'm going to have to learn that again because I've been saying it wrong on air for my whole career. It's rare that you come across someone's name that starts with a C but it has the hard K sound. You know, like the word cat makes sense. But as far as someone's name, no. Killian, give me just a damn K. Just put a K on his name. Make it easy.
You've been listening to some of the best of Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.